Step into rediscovery, where cosmic marvels and the magic of science come alive. Hey there, science fans! Have you ever looked up at Jupiter and wondered, what if Earth was that big? It's a mind-blowing thought experiment. Imagine our planet swelling up to over 1,000 times its current volume. Suddenly, we're not talking about a slightly bigger ball of rock and water, we're talking about a completely different planet. What would happen to everything we know? How would life change? Would we even survive? It's time to dive into the science of a Jupiter-sized Earth. Fasten your seatbelts because things are about to get really interesting. First up, let's talk about gravity. It's one of the most fundamental forces in the universe, yet we often take it for granted. Gravity is the force that keeps your feet on the ground and the Earth in orbit around the sun. Without it, life as we know it wouldn't exist. It's all about mass and distance. The more massive an object, the stronger its gravitational pull. And the closer you are to that object, the stronger the force you feel. The more massive an object, the stronger its gravitational pull. This is why planets and stars have such a significant gravitational influence. Now, if Earth became as big as Jupiter, its gravity would skyrocket. We're talking about over 2.5 times stronger than it is now. This would have dramatic effects on everything around us. Imagine feeling twice as heavy instantly. Everyday activities would become incredibly challenging. Lifting objects, walking, even standing would require much more effort. Trees would crumple, buildings would crumble, and even our bones might not be able to handle the pressure. And that's not all. The structural integrity of everything around us would be compromised. The increased gravity would also have a huge impact on our atmosphere. It would pull in more gas, making the air incredibly dense and difficult to breathe. This would lead to a host of respiratory issues. Imagine trying to take a deep breath and feeling like you're suffocating. Talk about a bad air day! The quality of life would drastically decrease and survival would become a daily struggle. Speaking of the atmosphere, get ready for some wild weather. With a Jupiter-sized Earth, we'd be talking about superstorms the likes of which we've never seen. Remember Jupiter's Great Red Spot? That's a storm that's been raging for centuries. On a super-sized Earth, the atmosphere would be full of energy and moisture. This would fuel massive hurricanes and tornadoes with winds that could level entire cities. Lightning storms would be spectacular but terrifying events. The increased gravity would also pull in more asteroids and comets, leading to more frequent and devastating impacts. Talk about a cosmic rain of fire. Life on a supersized Earth? Adapt or perish? So, could anything survive on a Jupiter-sized Earth? Imagine a world where the ground beneath your feet is constantly shifting, and the air is thick with the weight of gravity. It's not looking good, folks. The challenges are immense and the odds are stacked against us. The intense gravity, extreme weather, and constant bombardment from space would make it nearly impossible for life as we know it to exist. Imagine trying to walk under the crushing weight of gravity, or survive the relentless storms and meteor showers. However, life is incredibly resilient and adaptable. Nature has a way of finding a foothold even in the most inhospitable places. Perhaps new life forms could evolve to withstand these harsh conditions. Picture creatures with bioluminescent skin to navigate the dark, stormy skies, or thick shells to protect against constant meteor impacts. Imagine creatures with super strong skeletons to handle the gravity, their bones reinforced to support their massive weight. Or organisms that thrive in extreme pressure environments, much like the deep-sea creatures we find on Earth today. It's a fascinating, if daunting, thought. The idea of life adapting to such extreme conditions stretches the imagination. Unfortunately, humans would probably not be one of those species. Our bodies are not built to withstand such drastic changes. Our bodies are simply not designed for such an extreme makeover of Earth. The human form, as we know it, would struggle to survive in such a hostile environment. The Moon's fate and tidal havoc. Okay, remember our faithful companion the Moon? Well, if Earth became Jupiter-sized, the Moon's life would get a whole lot more complicated. The increased gravity would tug on the Moon, pulling it closer to Earth. This would create some seriously intense tides. We're not talking about a few extra feet of water here. We're talking about massive tidal waves engulfing entire coastlines. Coastal cities? Gone. And if the Moon gets pulled in too close, it could actually be ripped apart by Earth's gravity. Talk about a cosmic breakup. space travel, and a shifting solar system. Now let's blast off into space. How would a Jupiter-sized Earth affect space exploration? Well, for starters, it would be a lot harder to escape Earth's gravity. We'd need much more powerful rockets, which would be super expensive, but it's not just about us. A Jupiter-sized Earth would also shake things up in the entire solar system. Its massive gravity would tug on other planets, potentially disrupting their orbits. Planets might even collide. Talk about a cosmic billiards game, but with much higher stakes. A final thought. Earth as we know it. In this final section, we reflect on the incredible journey we've taken through the hypothetical scenario of a Jupiter-sized Earth. So, there you have it. A glimpse into the mind-blowing consequences of a Jupiter-sized Earth. Imagine the sheer magnitude of such a planet with its immense gravitational pull and the dramatic changes it would bring to our daily lives. It's a wild ride through extreme gravity, crazy weather, and a cosmic game of planetary pinball. The storms would be more intense, the oceans more turbulent, and the very fabric of our existence would be altered in unimaginable ways. While it's a fascinating thought experiment, it's also a good reminder to appreciate our own planet just the way it is. Our Earth, with its serene landscapes, tranquil forests, and peaceful beaches, is a unique haven in the vastness of space. Earth is perfectly sized for life as we know it, with just the right amount of gravity, a breathable atmosphere, and a relatively stable cosmic neighborhood. The delicate balance of conditions here supports a diverse array of life forms, from the tiniest microorganisms to the largest mammals. Let's keep exploring the universe, but let's also remember to cherish and protect our own pale blue dot. As we gaze at the stars and dream of distant worlds, we must not forget the importance of preserving the beauty and vitality of our home planet. After all, there's no place like home. Our Earth is a precious gem, and it's up to us to ensure it remains a thriving sanctuary for generations to come. Thanks for tuning into Rediscovery, where every journey reveals awe-inspiring wonders. Tap that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to keep the exploration alive.